Namaste students, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JV'n's Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidhyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. So again we are here to discuss the topic that is the gametogenesis in plant morphology and embryology. So this topic was incomplete in the previous lecture, so we will recap first and then continue. So the gametogenesis, like in the animals, the plants also have the gametogenesis process. So the gametogenesis is generally termed as the production of the gametes. But in the higher plants, like the angiosperms, the gametogenesis have the two stages. One is the sporogenesis, and second the gametogenesis. Because there are two things in the plants. One is the spore, and second is the gametes. So the production of the spores is known as the sporogenesis, and the production of the gametes is known as the gametogenesis. So first we will take the uh, production of the male gametes. So the male, for the term male in plants, a term is used that is micro, because the gametes or the spores in the plants, if we compare the male gametes and the female gametes, so the male gametes are smaller in size, and the female gametes or spores are the larger in the size. So the micro term is used for the male gametes, and the macro term is used for the female gametes. So the process of the gametogenesis of plants animal sorry male in plants is in the two stages. One is the microsporogenesis, and second is the microgametogenesis. Okay, so you have studied, when we study about the structure of the flower, the endoecium is there. So the endoecium is made up of the stamen, filament, and the anthers. So anthers have the pollen grains, and the pollen grains have the male gamete. So the anther is if you see the structure of the anther is divided into the lobes, which are subdivided into the chambers. So these chambers are known as the microsporangia. So the pollens having the microsporangia, and the microsporangia are also known as the pollen sac, because they have the pollens. Okay, so uh, the pollen sacs have uh, a specific parent cell, which is known as the archaeosporial cell, and this archaeosporial cell is divided into the two layers, outer and inner layer. Okay, so the sporangious tissue which is found in the sporangious tissue is surrounded by the tapetum layer, which provided the nourishment to the pollen or the microspore mother cells. Okay, so the microspore mother cell is diploid, and the mitotic divisions are there, and the haploid microspores, or you can say the pollens, are generated, and this process is known as the microsporogenesis. Okay, so in the spore, microspore, or in the pollen grains, is the haploid cell, and that is made up of the two layers, exine and the intine. So the exine is the present in the all over the pollen grains, and there is a one place where the exine is not there, and that is the position where from where the pollen tube is generated through the process of the pollination. So the pollen grains divides into two halves: the small generative nucleus and the larger vegetative nucleus. Okay, so they both give rise to the male nucleuses. Okay, the generative cells give rise to the two male nuclei, whereas the vegetative cells give rise to the pollen tube, and this process is known as the microgametogenesis. Okay, this was all about the production of the male gametes. Now comes to the production of the female gamete, and likewise in the production of the male gamete, there are two stages in the female gametogenesis also. One is the mega sporogenesis and the mega gametogenesis. So mega, you know, that is term used in the for the female gametes. So there are the ovules which are present in the ovaries, and the um, uh, in the ovule, one cell is differentiated as a megaspore mother cell, and these megaspore mother cells are diploid, and there are the meiosis divisions, and the four haploid cells are generated, and out of the four, the three degenerate, and only one megaspore is left there uh, in the each ovule, and this process is known as the megasporogenesis. So the megaspore nucleus, it is further divided, and mitotic divisions are there, and they form the total eight nucleus or eight nuclei. Okay, out of the eight, the six were migrated towards the opposite pole in the two groups, 3 3. Okay, so they migrated towards the opposite pole, and two remains at the center. After some time, the two nucleus of the center, they fuse, and they make the secondary nucleus. So the megaspore matures into an embryo sac, and this entire process is known as the megagametogenesis. Okay, so hope you are satisfied with this digital session, and if you have any query, please write in the comment box, and I will resolve your query. This session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidhyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.